Now here's a full roundup of Tuesday's regional news and sport on UTV Live. It's 6 o'clock.
Abortion laws have met with key members of the Labour Shadow Cabinet. The meeting comes as the Shadow Secretary of State for Northern Ireland says that the Prime Minister is failing women by allowing the status quo to continue. Our reporter Judith Hill is at Westminster. I spoke to her a short time ago.
Well, amid the pressure cooker heat of Brexit deal-making here at Westminster, another source of pressure on the Prime Minister is a group of campaigners wanting to see a change in Northern Ireland's abortion laws came here to meet with members of Labour's Shadow Cabinet. Now, they're here a month after the Supreme Court scrutinised Northern Ireland's abortion law, which effectively bans terminations except in exceptional circumstances. Now, the Supreme Court dismissed the case brought by the Northern Ireland Human Rights Commission, but 7 Supreme Court judges did find that the law in Northern Ireland as it stands isn't compatible with human rights law in cases of fatal fetal abnormality and sexual crime. Now, several women in this group have very personal, painful testimonies that they were sharing with MPs, but their main ask is for the Prime Minister to step in and legislate.
The Stormont is not up and running. It's not a good enough excuse to say it's a devolved matter. We need help. We've been at this 5 years and it's 5 years too long. This is a medical procedure and we need it done at home with our own medical teams around us.
Today's meeting is hugely significant. It adds to the growing pressure on Theresa May to legislate for this through Westminster. It's very clear that she is an ever-increasing lone voice on this issue, and we will continue the work to ensure that Westminster acts sooner rather than later.
And what is the government's position on this, Judith?
Well, Tony Lloyd, the Northern Ireland Shadow Secretary of State, hosted the meeting and he was pretty scathing of Theresa May today, saying every day that the status quo continues is another day that women in Northern Ireland are being failed. But Theresa May has been clear and consistent on this, that this is a devolved matter. Now, in just a few weeks' time, a group of women, 8 women from Northern Ireland who support the law as it stands, they will come over here to lobby and meet with MPs. They're part of the Both Lives Matter group, and their argument is that the hard cases can't be used to push through unrestricted abortion on demand. So really, without Stormont legislating on this, these emotive debates continue to be heard here in the Westminster Arena.
Judith, thank you. Police officers who did not arrest a man after he repeatedly tried to enter a flat in South Belfast could not have predicted that he would kill his friend hours later. That's according to a police ombudsman investigation into the killing of Mohsin Bati at Botanic Avenue in January 2015. Ahmed Noor, a paranoid schizophrenic, pleaded guilty to his manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. Thousands of passengers could be facing travel chaos after Ryanair pilots voted to back strike action in their dispute over terms and conditions. Members of the Irish Airline Pilots Association at the budget airline voted overwhelmingly in favour of industrial action. The strike is planned for Thursday, July the 12th and will last for 24 hours. Next year's Belfast City Marathon will be held on a Sunday for the first time. There will also be a new route which organisers say will be flatter and faster. They say they're very conscious of the impact a Sunday event can have on churches and are working with relevant groups. Sport next, and the golfer Graham McDowell says he's been left frustrated after his clubs were lost on a flight from Paris to Manchester. The Portrush man was due to take part in a 2-day qualifying event for the Open, but has had to withdraw. He says his attentions will now turn to the Irish Open, which starts at Ballyliffin on Thursday. And so to County Donegal, where Rory McIlroy is preparing to host the Irish Open for the 4th year in a row. From next year, a rotation of Irish golfers will take turns at hosting the event. Paul McGinley takes the reins in 2019 before Darren Clarke in 2020.
Yeah, it'll be good. You know, Rory's set the bar so high. I think Paul's going to be trying to do it even better next year down at Lahinch, and then it's my turn in 2020 where the course is yet. There's a few places we're looking at, but you know, Paul's going to try and raise it, and then it'll be me trying to raise it again, and then Padraig after that, and then GMAC after that. So with the standard that Rory set, it's going to be very hard to surpass it, but I'm sure we will all try. But it'll be good. It'll be nice to be host.
Well, now for something guaranteed to bring a smile to your face, the weather. Here's Frank.
Well, the weather is looking ship. P&O Ferries sponsors UTV weather.
Yes, good evening. Another bright and sunny day today, and there's more fine weather coming our way. It may be cloudy from time to time, particularly on Thursday, but the winds will be light. It is going to remain warm, and there'll be plenty of sunshine. The high pressure very much in control of the weather, as indeed it has been for some time now. The weather fronts can't get in, but this cold front may send some cloud towards us on Thursday, and that's why it will be a little more gloomy. First thing tomorrow morning, 11 to 15 degrees. Very promising start to what is going to be a bright and sunny day. Very similar day to today. Sunshine. Temperatures getting up into the mid-20s, a little cooler on the east coast, and right along the east coast of Ireland you'll notice that cool onshore breeze. South of Offaly down towards Cork and Kerry, some heavy enough showers coming to the fore. As for the outlook, a cloudy day to start the golf at Ballyliffin, but into Friday and Saturday, high pressure fully in control. It's going to be hot and sunny again. We'll check the pollen next.
Weather is looking ship. P&O Ferries sponsors UTV weather.
Live vividly this summer with the UTV pollen count, sponsored by Pyrenees Hay Fever Relief Nasal Spray.
The pollen is easing up a little bit, just a little bit. You're up to date. From me, Frank Mitchell. Take care, be good, bye-bye.
I'll be back with the late news at 10:50. For now, from everyone here, good evening.
Good evening. A female healthcare worker has been arrested on suspicion of murdering 8 babies and attempting to murder another 6 at a hospital in Cheshire. Well, Ben Chapman is outside the Countess of Chester Hospital. Ben, what more can you tell us?
That house, a silver Suzuki was moved off the drive.
This all started